Coleen Rooney will reportedly have to cough up Becky Vardy's eye-watering £250,000 legal bill, as their acrimonious Wagatha Christie saga continues. Professional footballer Wayne's wife, 35, had previously been ruled to pay £65,000 in fees after being refused permission to bring the agent of Jamie Vardy's spouse, 39, to the High Court. A source told The Sun, as if losing this latest round of the legal battle and having to pay almost £70,000 to cover Caroline's legal fees wasn't bad enough, Coleen has now been stuck with another massive bill. As part of the ruling, she is having to cover 20% of Becky's legal bill for this hearing, which will be a minimum of $40,000, and another $65,000 for Caroline plus $165,000 of her own costs. It means, in total, she will be forking out £250,000, so far. The spiraling legal costs in this case are grotesque. Coleen's lawyers previously claimed that Becky had leaked information to The Sun either directly or through her agent Caroline Watt, acting on her instruction or with her knowing approval. She asked for permission to bring an additional claim against Caroline for misuse of private information and wanted it to be heard alongside the libel case. But in a ruling on Monday, following a two-day hearing last week, Mrs. Justice Stein refused permission for the additional claim against Caroline. She also ordered Coleen to pay £65,000 towards Ms. Watt's legal costs. The two warring wags are now set for a £1 million legal showdown in May after the High Court judge ruled on key areas that could decide the case and insisted that it needed to be settled at a full trial as quickly as possible. Coleen has also been dealing with the flood of opinions coming in following the airing of husband Wayne's candid documentary. The beauty appears alongside her husband in the documentary, Rooney, which was released on Prime Video on Friday. Coleen spoke out about Wayne's drinking and cheating for the first time in the documentary. Wayne's wife of 14 years insisted in the film that I wouldn't be standing here if I hadn't forgiven him, as she reflected on their 20-year relationship from teenagers to parents of 4. The documentary looks back on Wayne's life from his council estate upbringing in the Liverpool district of Croxteth through to the soaring heights of his football career, and throughout it all, his relationship with Coleen, who first met at the age of 12. Speaking about their teenage romance, Wayne says in the documentary, "I think when I was about 11 or 12 I knew that I wanted to marry her, and I said that to her at the time. I said, when we grow up we're going to get married and you're going to have our kids." She was looking at me like, "Yeah, good one." Coleen agrees, admitting of her husband, as a charmer, "Growing up that's how he won me over. The more I said no, the more he said I will one day get that date. I always remember he used to hang around by where I lived and every now and again you'd get his mum shouting up and down the street, 'Wayne.'" Wayne's charm came in the form of poems, one of which had the title Wiggle Wiggle, and which Coleen has kept to this day, telling the camera they're very romantic, "You can tell he loves me." Wayne and Coleen began dating aged 16 and went on to marry in a lavish ceremony in Portofino in 2008. They are now parents to their 4 sons. Wayne is also seen discussing his past controversies, admitting, "I put myself in the wrong place, and when you're in the wrong place and there's alcohol involved you're gonna make bad decisions and you're going to have to suffer and deal with the consequences. That's what happened. It doesn't take away any of my love for Coleen, it happened. It was a wrong decision to make, I held my hands up and we worked through it." Coleen says she relied on the support of her family and her own instincts to help her through, pointing out, when you're making those decisions you've got to focus on what you want and not other people because you have so many people saying different things to you. Oh, why is she getting back with him? Obviously I listen to the people that matter to me. My mom and dad always give me a positive outlook on things. There's nothing that we can't deal with, and that's my way in a situation. Let's sit down and see what we can do and can we make it work? And we have. We're not the lovey-dovey type anyway, we like to have a laugh and we work well together. She adds that there is some element of truth to the idea that they stayed together for their 4 boys, explaining, that was part of it, but also we still love each other. Hopefully has learned and he doesn't get himself into any of those horrible situations again. But it's happened and I've got to live with it. If I couldn't cope with living with it I would have ended the relationship. She later adds, when asked if she had forgiven her husband, life goes on and I've moved on. You've moved on. Not the behavior, no. It's not acceptable. Forgiveness, I'd say, is different. It's not acceptable what has done, but it's happened and that was a stage of life that we were in at the time. But we've moved on. I forgive him, but it wasn't acceptable. If it comes up we talk about it like we are talking about it now. I haven't got the anger I did at the time. She added, I do think it's amazing that we are where we are today. We're lucky that we both had the strength and support of each other and the people around us to keep going. That's something we've had to work hard at. I wouldn't be standing here if I hadn't forgiven him. While Wayne says, it's important that teammates, friends, family remember me for who I am rather than what I've done. Stuff that has happened in the past, with girls for instance. Stuff I regret. It's something I feel that has stuck against my name. I think it's important because it is part of what has happened with my life growing up. People still see that and look at me in a different way. I'm not that type of person.